Well, hello, and welcome back. I'm AJ O'Neill, and I'll be your Beyond Code liver for tonight. And what we're going to do is continuing the Node.js Auth project. So we just did the bit on sending an email in Node. I think I put that in the description here. Let me see, did I? Well, in any case, by the time you watch this, it'll probably be there. And I'll just put it in the chat right now as well. So I've got the blog post on how to send the email in Node.js in the chat on Twitch and YouTube. And we're going to continue on with, now the purpose of that is to be able to implement magic links. So we want somebody to be able to put in their email address, hit next, and then have it send them an email, and they open the email, click the link, and then they get their authentication token. This could also be used for password reset. And I think there was another use case for that as well. But anyway, just general email confirmation. We don't know that the person's email is actually what they say it is, not just that it is actually owned by them, that they have access to it, not just that they say that they do. Because the danger of, so imagine this, you allow people to create accounts on your site, they put in an email address, and then they form friendships or relationships or whatever with other people, and you're showing that email address. Perhaps you're giving that out through other means. Did you ever verify that that person actually owns that email address? So verification, I think that actually the three things here, let me go ahead, this three uses, we've got magic link, password reset, and most importantly is verification. So let's actually put that up at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of sketch this out in the README. So what we're going to need is the ability to do a post. This won't be a session, but let's call this verify. That might be a good name for it. And the request, I'm just going to copy this bit right here, and then we'll work from this. So we're going to post to verify. We're not going to post with any authentication details. Let's see. Yeah, we wouldn't need authentication details for verification, magic link, or password reset, because all of those are cases where they don't have any authentication details. Okay, so they're going to post to verify. And what are they going to post? They're going to post an email. Let's say we're going to have a type in here. I actually like this a little bit better because there's going to be email, there's going to be phone number. I think there's a couple other things that are popular in other places. I think like China has WeChat, for example. And we could just do type and value. That would be fine. And what are we going to get back? So this is actually initiate the verification. So there's two parts. We want to issue a challenge and we want to complete a challenge. So I'm actually going to call this issue challenge. And then we're going to call this one, and then what we're going to get back is going to be a 200 OK. And I typically like there to be something that comes back. So here's another thing. We also have to keep track of, it's a pity that I'm doing this in Node because I've already done it in Go. I should probably go look at the Go code. But we're going to want to keep track of what browser they issued the challenge from, because they might issue the challenge from their desktop and then click the email on their phone. And so we have to handle the login process for both of those. And we might have multiple types of challenges here. So maybe we should just call this post to challenges or post to challenge. I'm not sure what was I doing here. I think I was going with the singular. session. Yeah, so let's say challenge. And the type is email. And what we want to get back is, I'm trying to remember. I'm going to look at the Go code that I did for this and see how I did it. I'm going to bring it up here on the screen in just a second. This is one of those things where I probably ought to make a blog article about it, because I've implemented this a number of times across the years with slight variations, and I ought to just standardize it. I'm going to bring this over here for just a moment. This is not the one we want. Where do I search my own repositories? Do we have Bucket on here? No. Do we have mock ID on here? No, we don't. Okay. Which means this is probably the right one. And is this the Go code? Yeah, this is the Go code. So I think this is under internal API. Yeah, I pretty much had all of this built out in Go, but I got to redo it in Node because and it's funny because I've done it in Node before. The Go code is actually complete and working. There's some front-end quirks that got to get worked out. But all of the stuff that this whole series has been, it already exists right here. But the requirements are what they are. Okay. Where was it? Get email, get verified email. All right, we're going to authorize the email. Verify token. Okay, that's not what I want. I think it's the request or the verify. I should probably grep through this. Oh, no, that's literally just a wrapper around request. Okay, this was the inspectable token. I don't think this is what we're looking for. Did I have Exchange already open? I did verify. Did I do tokens? I'm probably going to have to pull this down and then grep through it. Okay, email verified. This is looking like it might be right. Refresh token, Exchange Google token. No. Okay, I'm just going to clone this. And this is only not public because it wasn't finished. What do I want to do here? Let's make another terminal. I think it's 84 columns wide. Yeah, and then boost that out to there. Good. Oh, interesting. Access rights denied. That's strange. I don't know how that could be. Where did I just open this up at? Right here, right? No? No, okay, it wasn't that one. I've got too many things are open. All right, let's bring this back over here. I moved it to the other window. That was the problem. And I'm just going to go into my settings real quick. I don't know how this computer would not have the SSH keys. Let's see, we can remove a bunch of these old ones here. Don't have that computer anymore. Don't have that anymore. I don't think I have that anymore. Definitely don't have that anymore. Yeah, this should be it right here. Okay, I'm having a critical fail here. Get.root projects, root pocket. Permission denied, public key, could not read from a remote repository. Make sure you have the correct access rights. Well, let me just add this just to see. It would be insane to think that it's not there. Because it, yeah. This key already been added. Yeah, okay. So I'm a little confused about what it's telling me here. Permission denied. I know this is one of those silly things, but I'm going to try just putting SSH in front of it. I'm quite confused, I must say. Okay, well, in any case, I'll just search through the code here. Let's see, where's my code search tool, Mabob? All right, I know it's under internal. I'm pretty sure it might be under OTP. I was starting to refactor this, but I didn't quite get far enough. I'm really confused as to why I cannot clone that. Really, really confused. Let me just make sure. Let's get rid of that thing. Permission denied, public key. I'm just going to make sure that my session still has my key. Okay. So confused. I don't think I had the wrong username here. Really just not clear on what's going on there. Public key was denied, even though public key's in there. Well, whatever. What I'm looking for is the browser info stuff. I'm just going to search for browser. No, it's not in there. Is it in here? Browser. Nope, it's not in there. I'm just going to open up every single one of them then. And I'm just going to search for browser. Or agent, maybe. Because I think it's user agent. That's what I'm searching for. There we go. User agent. This is the part that I'm looking for. All right, I was going to create 2 tokens that I send back. Email the user when there's a new login to their account. Okay, there's definitely some of the stuff that I'm looking for is there. Let me try these other ones. All right, user agent based on setting cookies. Yep, okay. That makes sense. Oh, what was this bit? Exchange Google token. Yeah. So in this one, and I'll want to do this in the Node version too. Hold on. I'm keeping track of the user agent of the browser and the operating system, some of that stuff, so that when as the process goes through, it'll be presented to the user. You made a request from this device. You made a request from a Mac, Apple iPhone, do you want to, when you click on it, do you want your Windows 10 laptop to be able to log in? So you can just kind of get that verification, just a little additional nice measure. Whoops, I typoed that poorly. Okay, I guess I'm just going to have to check that out later, because I don't want to spend the time right now figuring out why I can't clone that repository. It could be a really weird thing where I'll try one more thing actually, and then I'll let it go for now. But what I will do is I'll go back to my account. Oops. There we go. And I'll go under my SSH keys. And I did upgrade this recently. It's possible that I just need to re-add my key. So I'll remove the one that's there and just re-trigger that process. So if there's any sort of hooks in place or something like that, it gets them. Then I'll try this one more time so I can grep through. All right, well, I will have to debug that another time. It's probably related to, well, possibly, I shouldn't say probably. I don't have any measure to say what's probable, but it's quite possibly related to the recent upgrade I did to Git. All right, so backing away from that, let me get rid of this stuff here. Oh, one other thing I was going to mention. So I went back on Wikipedia, because there's base 64 and there's base 64 URL safe, and I think that URL safe base 64 was created much later, as in maybe around the time of JSON or something like that. So authorization basic does typically use old school base 64 with plus and slash, which is not URL safe, because both plus and slash have special meaning in URLs. So just to put the nail in the coffin on that one. All right. So I'm just going to have to think through this again. Let me go back to the README. There was something that I wanted to give back. It was the original browser. I remember what it is. It's a little polling ditty. So what we do is we give back let's say we give back, it's a partially formed access or ID token, essentially. So, and we shouldn't call it ID token, we'll call it challenge token. I think that's the right way to go about it. So what they can do is they'll be able to exchange the challenge token for an ID token. That way the device that initiates the request does not have to be the device that clicks the link. And the device that initiates the request can pull with this challenge token that will be very short-lived, say 5 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. And then, well, we'll see, because we'll go through it. But basically, they can pull with the challenge token, and if the code that's been sent in the email has been activated, then the challenge token will be exchanged for an ID token. Otherwise, it'll get a retry error. That's the gist of it. And it should not get back 200 OK. Instead, it should get back HTTP status code retry. And I think there's like a special header. Okay, server cannot allow requests because user not required. Entered the required information. I thought there was some sort of code for this. Let's see, timeout. Oh. I could have sworn retry after. There we go. Oh, but that's technically should be used with other status codes. All right, we won't worry about it. But we'll give, yeah, maybe we'll give a retry after in here. And then this would be, we could either put it in seconds or as an ISO timestamp, you know, say retry in 30 seconds from now. But I think I'm just going to put in something like this. And we'll roll with it. Okay, let's say that that's the response back, so we need to build this out. And then we need to build out where we're going to issue the challenge and complete the challenge. So maybe what we should have is a put or a patch. I'm not really sure what it should be. I kind of like the idea of the URL being actually different, but I don't know what different it should be because let's say authorization bearer and then challenge token. Sure, that should work. Do a put. And really, there doesn't need to be, there's two ways this could be fulfilled. One is we just send in the challenge token with nothing. And we're either going to get back a retry after, or we're going to get back an ID token. So let's say we're going to go this route. Either a retry or an ID token. And I'm going to have to document this out a little bit further. Or just an error. That's another. Okay, so this is one way to do it. As we could, I mean, this almost ought to be a delete, really, because you're expiring the challenge. You're trying to, yeah, you're trying to expire it. You're trying to say, hey, I want to use my challenge token. Okay, but the other thing that we could do, I'm actually going to need to change these just for the sake of it being a talking point. I'm going to need this to be, because I don't want this to get confusing as we're looking back and forth at the screen here. So we're going to have an issue challenge. We're going to have a claim challenge claim, something like that. I'm just going to make this a post to keep it simple for now. And then we're going to need, say, well, really, it's just going to be the same thing. Let me copy all of this. Ugh. Sure, we'll just call this verify or complete. I mean, these are, I don't like these names, but I have to go look at what I called them before because I eventually came up with some nomenclature that I liked. But I'll do that later. So if we're going to complete this, what we need to complete it with is going to be whatever we get from the email. So this is probably something like verification token. And I actually don't know how far I'm going to get on this tonight because I am getting more tired than I expect. And it's my birthday tomorrow, so got to be well rested. I'm going to have kites to fly and books to read. All right, so in this case, if we send this back, it would not be a retry. It would go straight to an ID token. And what we'd want to do is to be able to signal, do we want to expire? Do we want to expire the token for the other device? No, I don't think that makes sense. And I'm going to bring this up. So this is something that at some point I'm going to do as one of the legit Beyond Code videos. Let's see, do we have Pocket in here still? I don't know. Let me see. Check your email. Oh, okay, yeah. So we've got this flow here. It's going to be something like this. Get started. What's your email? Check your email. We sent you a code. You open up your email. Do you want to remember this device for 30 days? Chrome on Mac. Yes, remember. And then I don't really want to go further in there. There was another one where I actually showed kind of the email flow. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I don't even know what some of this stuff is. It's been something that somebody shared with me once. Okay, I'm going to go into this one. Here we go. So here you can see the flow too. A welcome page, email or social login page, do the social login, or continue with email. If you continue with email, then it looks like this is a new computer, or verify your email to continue, verify your email to continue creating an account, remember this device. Looks like you attempted to sign in from, I had a couple of different options that I was looking through, but basically this is the flow. Email or social, and if it's email, you go through a confirmation process. Okay, I'm going to go close out a couple of these things and go back. And I don't actually need that open right now. All right. So I think this is good enough. I'm also thinking, do we want to do it where, I think we do want to have an option where the verification token can go, excuse me. I don't like the idea of that going in there. I think I don't want the other one to go in there either. I think I do want it to be a post with the name of the token because that's more clear. Because I can put in there, well, whatever. XXXX, YYYY, ZZZZ. Alrighty. Okay, so I never label these videos correctly. I always think, oh yeah, this is what I'm going to go to. And then it's like, oh, well, actually, this other piece comes first. So I need to map out what the login process is going to be like. So we are going to do the magic link. We're probably not going to get to the template email, but we'll get through the magic link here because we've pretty much mapped out what it needs to be. There's three main pieces. We're going to issue a challenge. That's going to cause an email to be sent. We're going to complete the challenge by clicking on a link in the email. And we're going to claim the account, or not, sorry, claim. We're going to potentially claim the challenge on a separate, on the original device that we initiated the flow on, in addition to completing the challenge on, we might complete it on that device or a different device. Okay, so we got that out of the way. So we need to go here into app.js and get this set up. Actually, we don't go into app.js for this. This goes into the library code. So lib session. And I'm just going to go into down towards the bottom here, error handler, no. There we are. This is the general area that I want to be in. Alright, so let's make a post. And let me think about what this needs to be. I know before I did issue challenge, but I'm going to go with challenge issue. We're just going to say challenges, email verification challenges, to do, clean up, rename. All right, verify session. We don't need to do that. We don't need to get ID claims, although that might be interesting. No, we probably don't want to do that. Okay, we don't want to grant a token here. On issue, all we want to do is call an email function, and we want to give it well, I guess this would be a message function or notify or something like that. Type is rec.body.type and value is rec.body.value. So this is just going to be a hook. We're going to need to receive in this library, it's going to need to already be given a notify function that can work. generically-ish here. So assuming that the notify goes well, then really that's all we got. Res.json success true. Oh, and we need to hand back a token. So let's see, sign JWT. Okay, we're gonna need to do a couple of things here. This is going to be issue. So let's say this is state. That doesn't make sense. I'm thinking state as in the state of where we're at. We're in the issue state. That does make sense. I forget, how does Let's Encrypt do it? Was it Greenlock? Was it Let's Encrypt v2? Let's Encrypt v2 step by step. Let me see what they called theirs. It's towards the bottom. Oh, you know what? They did order. They do, that's what they call theirs. They call it an order. Yeah, because I actually really like the way that the nomenclature Let's Encrypt uses. I know I'm just scrolling through here, and so you're not going to get a lot out of it. That's fine. And I am still just kind of searching for status. It's not state, it's status. Okay. There we go. That's what we want. But really, this isn't it. What I'm really trying to signify there is what template should be used. We're going to use the issue template for the type, which is, say, email, and with the value. What other information do we need to put in? We probably need the activate URL. Let's see, is there something like that here? Authorization. Finalize URL. Maybe something like that. There's the challenge URL. Challenges URL. Challenge URL. Yeah, let's call it that. And despite the fact that JavaScript is a camel case language, one, I just prefer snake case in general, but two, anytime that I'm using something like a template or an API that is going to interact with other systems, I am going to be using snake case because snake case is very machine friendly and it's easier to read. By machine friendly, I mean you don't have to guess about what the word separators are if you're translating between different systems or formats. So for example, I'm just going to put in here XML HTTP request. What are the separators here? Is it XML HTTP request? Is that how it should be interpreted? Or should it be interpreted as XML HTTP request? There's not, that's what I mean by machine friendly. Okay, so we do need a challenge URL, and that is going to be based on the issuer that we were given. So let's say, for now, let's say What should this be? Like that, maybe? I don't know. We'll have to work on this. This will be a to-do. We just need to pick something to go with. And whatever's using this library probably needs to be able to have some say in this, and there probably should be two mechanisms. One, we actually just handle the URL. So let's say we'll have in here a challenge URL, and then we'll also have in here a challenge redirect. And then that would be something like this. Yeah. So one can be handled on the front end. The back end just needs to get the API call. The other one, the back end can actually handle it. I don't like the idea of that though. The reason being that we want to be able to present the user with some options. And that really is a front end concern. But anyway, I'll keep this in mind for now. We'll just figure it out later. What isn't it like about this? Not enough commas? Okay. Gosh, I am getting tired early today. Maybe we won't make it through the magic link process. I really want to, though. And I am checking on comments real quick. I got nothing. Nothing. It's okay. All right, so we're going to notify, and we need to get this token in place. So let's go ahead and figure that out. Where's my sign JWT? There it is. So let's say we're going to create a token. We're going to use same issuer. Let's expire it. I mean, what's a reasonable amount of time? Say 15 minutes, 1 hour. Again, this should be configurable. And then the claims on this are going to be really simple. It's going to be type, it's going to be email, or, sorry, rec.body.type, rec.body.value. Actually, we're not going to want this to be a JWT because it's going to be way too long in the URL. Instead, what we're going to need is access to a database. So we're actually going to need a store, and we're going to need to be able to set. We're going to be able to await that. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do crypto.random bytes, 128 bits or 16 bytes should be enough. And we definitely want that to be base 64. And I need a Node cheat sheet. I am going to start my Node.js cheat sheet because that's another thing I should have done years ago. I will just get on over here. And new article, new timestamp, copy starter template. Paste, copy, close. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. And one day I want to have this be really nice, like where this gets filled out for me. So we're going to have this be, this is Node.js, and this is going to be Node.js cheat sheet. Maybe this would be better at my other blog, actually, but whatever. We're going to go with this for now. Common things I do in Node. Random string. Actually, this is already on part of the blog. I think I might even have exactly what I'm looking for. Oops. Let's see. Do we have secure random string? Node. Oh, indeed. There it is. That's what I wanted. Even I can't remember these things. So let's do let crypto equals require crypto. I don't like how it does that sometimes. So this would be 128-bit, 16-byte, 128-bit, random base 64, URL safe base 64 encoded string. Boom. Yeah, that's right. And then I'm going to put this in function form as well. So that I've got it. Let's go ahead and copy this over. And we're going to return that. And let's give it a len and an encoding. And we're going to do len or 16 and encoding or base 64. Maybe what I'd actually need to do is, I don't want to deal with it. Because technically I should allow the, no, I don't need to. URL safe base 64 is all I ever need. All right, Node.js cheat sheet. Cool. Great. That's a really crappy cheat sheet, but it'll grow over time. I've got one for Go that I ought to put on here as well. It's tons of stuff like this. Okay, so there we go. I've got my random function. Sweet. Where am I at? I don't think I want to be here, do I? Oh, okay, yeah, some of the stuff is just not really in the right place yet. Helper functions. Here we go. Okay, so what was it before? Await store.set, store.set. So here we go. Var token equals R&D. And then let's just go ahead and I want to make sure it's not too long. Whoops. Node. Node is not defined. What? Node. Return crypto. Oh, illegal return statement. Got it. All right. Let's go back. There we are. What? Oh. Okay, it needs it to all be on one line. How disfortunate. Fine, we can do this. Temp blah.js. And we'll do console.log. If I'd put it in a function, it would work just fine. What? Gar. All right, let's get back up here. Require crypto. Okay, yeah. That's small enough. That's not too crazy. I like URLs to be short enough that you can actually see them most of the time. So that's a good one. And let's be a little more explicit about this. We'll say 16 and base 64, even though those are the defaults. I like to have sane defaults, but I like to be explicit. All right, and what values are we going to put in here? Basically, I think what we ought to have, oh, I'm doing let in this file, not var. So claims should be as specified here. So then I can just do claims. Okay. So we're going to store the claims in here. But I always want to store, let's do object.assign. And let's have a created at. I mean, this really should be by the database. So we shouldn't have to worry about it, but I'm going to. New date to ISO string. All right, what did I do wrong now? This looks perfectly fine. I find no fault here. 263. Where's 263? Let me set number here. 263. Oh, I didn't close the final paren. Okay. Let's say we do it this way to make it a little bit easier to read. There we go. So we're going to set some claims. We're going to store them in a database. So store does not exist yet. We're going to require that be provided. And then we're not going to do this thing. Well, we can. This is the return value. Let's see. Oh, and we need to set the browser. Oh gosh. Rec.headers. What is it? User agent. All right. Claims. I think that's about right. I think UA is descriptive enough for most people who are somewhat familiar with the web. Comment if you think I'm wrong. Let me know. All right, so I've got all this stuff. Notify. I don't need this token thing yet. Let's get away from that. So we're going to have challenge token is going to be the JWT. So this should have just enough information in it. go ahead and put the ID in here as well. All right, let's not call that token. Let's call it ID. I like that better. Or challenge, whatever. Okay, so that's what we got going on. So our URL is going to look something like this. All right. And then we're signing the same claims. And the reason I was using token here is just it's a more user-friendly word than challenge. It's less technical. I mean, it's technical, but people get it. People have heard of tokens. All right, so oh, we have a problem here. We have a problem. That's okay. This is one of those things where I'm going to go ahead. So we can't, this is actually a secret. That's what this needs to be. So let's call it what it is. This is a secret that's going to get set here. It's going to be sent here, but it's not going to be sent back to the web browser, of course. It's going to be sent only in email. But we do need an ID as well. And of course, my belief is that good ID is just hash of a secret. So I think it's crypto.create hash. Let's see what it is. Crypto create SHA to hash. Node.js. There we go. I should have just gone to the crypto. Do I want HMAC? Maybe I do. I don't know that these are different. When is this dated? 2020? That's probably decent. Let's go to nodejs.org and look at the crypto docs. Create cipher, create hash. Okay. I think maybe the difference between hash and HMAC is like the number of rounds or something. Algorithm. Options. Create hash. Oh, they changed the API. Hash.update. No, they didn't. So create hash. Oh gosh, this is so hard to read. That's stupid. Oh, why do they do this kind of garbage? Just fs.createReadStream. It's not that difficult, people. I don't know what the insanity is in the JavaScript community with wanting to destructure things that are modules. Like, it is a benefit to be able to see fs.read file or similar. It's not. There's a benefit for things to be associated with their module, and then you don't have this weird looking kind of whatever. Okay, hash, create hash. So crypto.create hash. See, you gotta like read up here, then read down here. It should just be crypto.create hash. Come on, people. Okay, and then hash, and then hash.update, and then shouldn't there be a hash.digest? This isn't even a complete example. The old example was better. But at least they did update this part. I'm glad that they finally are now using streams correctly, because in their own documentation, they weren't using streams correctly for about the last 10 years. It was, one of those things of, don't use streams this way. All the examples are written in the way that you're not supposed to use them. Okay, import, create HMAC, a secret. I would be interested to see. Oh, okay. I see what they're doing there. Yeah, so I do want create hash, and it is just update. They, for a little while, they were going to do a streaming create hash, but because I think you can pipe hash to a stream, or you were supposed to. I don't know. I don't know what happened with that. Anyway, yeah, so we just need to create hash SHA-256, and then .update, and then .digest, and then I'm going to copy that and put it in my article. Where did it go? Was it over here? Was it over here? Here it is. Generate a secure random string. Hash some bytes. Auto stuff sometimes. All right, so what we need to do, create the hash, update. So let's say let buff equals buffer dot from string. Let string equals hello. There we go. There we go. That looks right. Okay. And I'm of two minds about this, but let's go ahead and do it. We just converted it to base 64. Now we're going to unconvert it. But yeah. Oh, good. Even better. All hail prettier. Okay, this is looking good. So we got our secret. We got our ID, which is just our hash of the secret. Got our user agent. We've got our claims that are actually going to go into the token, which at this point, this whole object assigned doesn't even make sense anymore. Yeah. That's just as well. Well, is it? Okay, maybe I'll leave it. Because then I can do claims.type, claims.value, and then I get to do the same thing down here, wherever it was. Wasn't it just right here? Claims, yeah, I get to keep claims there. Okay, cool. So those are the claims that stay. All right, so we're going to store, we're going to send, and then we're going to have to do the verify, and I'm going to have to drop out for the night. So we'll do 2 of the 3 parts. Email challenges. What do we call this one? I think it was verify. Was that it? Let me get back here to the README. Exchange. Oh, I need to be on the WIP2 branch. I need to get this stuff actually merged back into the main branch. I've gone too long. And this thing is actually being used already with its current capabilities with the Google only login. Okay, where is it? Oh, did I not push yet? I didn't push yet. I haven't actually committed any of this. Okay. Well, I'll go look at the README myself then. Challenge, claim, was it complete, finalize? Sure, we'll just go with complete for now. And I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'm sorry. I'm getting so tired. Let's ID equal rec.body.token. Or it could be rec.query.token. Could potentially allow it in either place. And do let meta equals store.getID. And then what are we going to do? We are going to see if it exists. So if not meta, then let error equals new error. What have I got? Just copy something else as a starter. Yeah, sure, invalid token. The given email verification token does not exist or is expired. There we go. And this would be a user error. Bad inputs, 400. All right, so we handled the case where the token's bad, so it's good. What we actually need to do is do verified at, and then give it a date. And then we actually want to await store.set ID meta. And what else do we want to do? I guess what we could do is we could let them mount, meaning the person who's using the library. So do we want to let them mount something that handles this? We'll just handle it with the API for now. Okay, so we want to say it's verified at this date. The current date, we're going to store it, and actually before they complete it, are they gonna see, I guess the UA needs to go out in the email. So that they can potentially do something with that. But I'd like to trim that down to browser, operating system, just some of the, I guess those are the two main basic things. And maybe architecture. Yeah, because that Chrome on MacBook versus Chrome on iOS. Whether it's AMD. Oh no, that doesn't work anymore because AMD is definitely desktop, but ARM is now also in the laptop. Anyway, some of that information. Get that in there. So that's going to go out in the email. But I also want them to have be able to do a check. So basically I want them to be able to get the metadata, which I'm not sure that all of the metadata is appropriate to give. Let's see. Metadata is UA secret created at. We don't need to give them back the secret. The UA is the main thing, the user agent. That's the main thing that I want to have given back. So let's just do that for now. So we could say success, true. It could be one word, it could be UA. Let's just go with UA for now. And that's basically it, right? So I basically just want to say, tell me what device initiated this. Okay, if not meta. Okay, that looks about right. Maybe I could get how old it is or something like that too. That seems reasonable enough. Okay. So we want to complete this. And basically the next route would just be if you get, or I guess if you do a post with the challenge token, then it would check to see if it's been verified at, and then we also need a verified by. And then this should be the rec.headers.user agent once again. I think there was another piece of information that I wanted to get from the browser, like the IP address or something. We want this audit trail. So I'm just going to put in here to do IP address. And then same thing here. But we have to do a little bit of fudging for that, because I think what we want is X forwarded for. We don't want to just read off of the connection. Well, we may, but it depends if trust proxy is set and all that. Okay, so we're back down here doing the complete. And I'm going to take a look over the comments, see if we got anything. Nobody's up this late on a Tuesday. All right. So need to get back ID token. We would have just verified the email address. So let's see. Where is email being used? Get ID claims. Let me do this. It's the only place? Oops. Well, that'd be ID token. Okay. So what we do want here is we do want to be able to get ID claims, and it would just be by meta.value to do respect meta.type such as tell. And then what else have we got? Okay. There's nothing else we really got there. There's no issuer. Well, I guess there is an issuer. It's us. We're the issuer of this verification, as it were. Okay, so we want to get the claims back. It's getting to the point where it might make sense to move this out into its own function just to eliminate a couple extra lines. Not a big deal, but it seems like I'm copying and pasting it enough that it's starting to make sense to do that. All right. I think that's it. I think we got it. So now what I need to do is do my little watch exec ditty. All right, let's see what we can do. Oh, we need to pass in, okay, this is going to fail miserably, notify. So we need to pass in a notify and a store. Let's go back up to the beginning. Here we are. Notify and store. Great. And I probably need to put a user in there too. Is that what we need to do? Yeah. Let's go ahead and get that back up. So notify is going to be a function. It takes some options, primarily type and value, and then makes the decision about what to do with it. In this case, I'm just going to use the simplest option here. There we go. Clean and lightweight. Let's say here we are. And our mailer is let's do this. Okay, oh, it needs to be to value. Okay, so the value needs to be sanitized. Actually, I think it's going to be sanitized on the receiving end, but we should sanitize it nonetheless. Confirm access to your account. Let's just call it verify your email for now. Let's go back to pre-headers, nothing. All right, let's do set number again here. What was I complaining about? 149. That's way off base. Dot catch 149. Okay, I get where it's coming from there. There we go. Okay, so this is what notify looks like. I'm just going to send a message. There we are. I'll just put that right in here for now. And then, so this is going to get type and value, but it's also going to get, what was it? Secret? I don't remember what it was called on the other end. Not send. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit the hay soon. I'm really gonna try to finish this, but I'm really struggling to keep my eyes open. Technically, I'm a year older as of 15 minutes ago, so us old folk, we have a hard time. Keep here, notify, store. Oh gosh. type value UA challenge URL. Let's just go with secret, just straight up. Notify. Where am I at? I'm all over the place. Okay. Here's your verification code. And I'll just comment that out for now. Yeah, I'll just leave that. Oh, and I do need to await this, I think. There we go. And I don't know that I really want to catch this. I want to get the response, but I don't know what I want to do with it yet. If something's not good, we want to throw an error. Otherwise, we want to get the response. I guess I've got nothing to do with it. I just need to check that it's good. It's not bad. Okay, so that looks right. And then store, we're gonna have to do this really simple, like we're just gonna have to have a database object here. That's our little map. And then store is just gonna do return ID, there we go. And then get is going to do, oh sorry. And then get is going to be just as simple. Okay, cool. And of course. Okay, where is this messed up? 151? 151. There we go. Okay, now I need a little testy McTest test for this. I'll do this like the other one, variables and everything later. But right now, I just want to get this thing up and running. Let's see. Port. Okay, maybe I should do it with variables now. API authn challenge issue. And then we're going to have application JSON, oops, sorry, content type. It's going to be application JSON, and then the actual data is going to be type email value, send myself an email. And then we'll see what comes back from that. Async is only valid in an async function. Deal. Await request. Notify is an async function. No problem. Okay, crypto is not defined. Let's go ahead and fix that. Wait, yes it is. It's not defined in lib session. Okay, internal server error still. Key pair was not given. Reference error request is not defined. Okay. Let's go here. Request, really? Okay. I gotta believe it when it's true. Boom. All right, sweet. Challenge token is a bit longer than I'd expected, but it should be good nonetheless. So now, let's see if I can check my email. See what I've got. It's probably going to do that stupid thing where it waits 5 minutes to deliver it because of Gmail has some checks in place where if you use certain keywords, it doesn't deliver the mail. So particularly when you're testing out authentication strategies and you're using words like token or secret or something like that, or login or account, Gmail artificially delays the delivery of your message by about 4 minutes, which is really obnoxious. There is specific wording that you can use in a way that you can construct the emails, but basically when you're doing this development cycle, you just gotta deal with it. Anyway, what I don't want to do is restart this because I'm not actually saving any of that stuff yet. Oh, saving any of the things in the store. Yeah, so I think I'm going to have to wait. I will check my spam. My all messages. Spam. Yeah, it's not even going to spam. It's just being delayed. Let's see. All right, so here we are. Of course, I should make sure. So we got the notify type value UA. Let me just make sure over here, notify type value secret from mailer@rootprojects.org. AJ, verify your email. Here's your verification code, secret. It's authorized properly. Everything's looking good. I'll just log this out for good measure and send it again, but I think I'm just in that stupid have to wait forever trap. Yeah, it says success true. Just have to wait and wait and wait and wait. Okay, while I'm waiting, let me go ahead and construct what my next request is going to be. So we got the issue, challenge issue, and then do a get challenge. Okay, that's easy enough. rec.body.token. Oops. So we're going to do a get of the challenge, and we're just going to send in the token. And there, we make that so that we don't, when we run this again, we don't run the send email again. And to make this a little easier on myself, what I'm also, well, I'm not going to do it quite yet, but what I'm also going to do is I'm going to make it so that when it sends out the secret, it logs it to the console. That way I can check the process. Actually, I think I will just go ahead and make that now. Okay, so notify secret, console.log, secret. Let's make sure we put in here debug, security. All right. So now the old one's not going to be of any value because we just killed it. That's okay. So now I can run the challenge, and then I can, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. And then I can also run the other one, which is going to be the complete, I think is what we called it. So we get to look at it first, and then we get to complete it. And then I'm going to call that a night. Once I got that. Oops, not the right file. Okay. Token meta verified at verified by. Yep. Okay. We're going to do it. Actually, I feel like this whole process with the email ought to be its own, certainly its own file, and kind of done as its own module. So we've got the session file, and then this thing really should just be different, because you can have the login system without doing the email stuff at all. All right. Not found. Double check typos. Invalid token. Cool, I guess. Oh, yeah. Let's see, function Y. X, there we go. That's what we're going to do right now, is just test the email, send, and then, oh no, this is a forbidden. Oh, undefined. Okay, cool. So maybe the failure didn't work as expected. Let's see. RESP. Do we not get a status on here? Status. Status code. Okay, so maybe there was something in here. Status code. Okay, I need to fix that over in the blog. To do fix in blog. All right. So failed to send the message. Do we get the domain? You know what we didn't do? We didn't get the other. There's two env files, one that I show you and one that I don't. The one that I don't show you has the actual secrets in it. I wasn't having that one load. Okay, so the email didn't actually get sent, so I was waiting for nothing. But that's okay, because queued, thank you, great. So we got all of that. Let's see if we got secret. Okay, so there's our secret. So I don't have to wait for the email. Whoops. But the email did come right here. So let's go ahead and grab that code from the email, and we're just going to simulate what would happen when a front end gets this and sends the link. So test 2. There's my secret. And should be able to see okay, what we should be able to see here is some of the metadata come back, particularly the user agent. And then the ID token for this one, I think. Let's see if we get lucky. Not found. Invalid token. The given email does not exist or has expired. All right, let's take a look. API, auth in. No, I need to look in lib session. Okay, get auth in challenge. Looks right to me. Oh, duh. You don't have a body on that. Well, we'll leave that one alone for a second being. Sleep is getting to me. Okay, auth in challenge is a get. Gets don't have bodies. We would just be appending token equals my secret like this. Put the whole thing in quotes. Get rid of the data. And I think that's the one. Let's try this now. Invalid token. Well, at least we're getting something. All right, let's check our store real quick. Get db console.log set id val. Okay, console.log get id db id. There we are. Oops. Let's actually have that indent properly. And let's see, with the other console.log, I actually don't want that one anymore. That's a little too much. Here we go. So I got my challenge was sent, and I just got the email with the updated token. Go back in here, change out X for Y. Let's call this order and finalize. That's not the new one. This is the new one. There we go. All right, so rec.query.token, that should be it. Same thing here. All right, what do we got over here? Get my secret. There we go. Interesting. One of these things is not like the others. Set ID value, okay. Set ID. Oh, yes. Yes, of course. So that is not the ID that it gets, but rather it is the secret. And so we have to convert the secret. And there we are. And the other one will be likewise. Excellent. All right, let's play it again. Order. Alrighty. So there's my secret. Let me grab the whole thing. And the email should come in any second. Alrighty. Internal server error. And true. What's the internal server error? UA is not defined. Let's take a look. Where is UA not defined? 322. Oops. Whoops. 322. 322. Nope, wrong file. 322. Indeed. Meta. Started out like this. Let's get that secret. Oh, that's not where I want to be. Let me just close that one out entirely. Oh, and this is not where I want to be either. This is where I want to be. I just need to move that down just a touch. Okay, finalize secret. Oh, whoops, don't want to do a new order. And the email came in already. Cool, excellent. Here we go. Whip. Add email verification. Okay. I know this is a little boring because I was blah, 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 blah. But if it was useful for you, please give it a thumbs up. Check out the links down the doobly-doo for the live channel, the Beyond Code channel, the Morning Chat with Thoughts channel, and gear and stuff, and links to things that were relevant in here. Like that blog article will go in here probably tomorrow, though. Adios. Oh, and happy birthday.